All right, I got my mic working. All right, cool. All right, so here, all I'm showing you is that overall we're looking bearish here. This red line is showing you the trend line of a bearish move. This other green trend line is showing you what would where we could bounce off of. So like let's say we dump from right here, we could bounce off this trend line here and trail upwards, and kind of vice versa here, where we could bounce off this trend line and can continue going deeper. Like we could blitz through it, kind of come back up. I think I can even draw with one of these lines. I gotta remember which one. Is it is it the ray? No, I forgot which line I used to draw. Or wait. Oh wait, I think it's this. Okay. So let's say we went here, then we bounce from here to right here, then we trail deeper. That's essentially how you could use this trend line. That's one way to use the trend line. How I'm going to be using it is I'm going to show you directly inside of this video on how I use the trend line and how I use the order blocks and fair value gaps. So as you can see here, this price is just marking out the low. This is just marking out the high on the 5-minute. Those are your two highs and lows inside of this section. Those are the only two you really want to care about, is this high and this low. If you hop on the 4-hour, the only low you're going to care about this low and this high. You see that they're different? So for example here, we've broken out of the trend line. We formed a new um we formed a new area. So here would be literally a perfect area for me to do what? For me to take a sell. Now where would I put my stop loss? Above the order block. Realistically, you want your stop above here, above the order block, and then you would just want to let trade ride down your take profit. So let's see how this trade plays out. We got an off directly off of that order block. It looks like we're getting ready to possibly take out the 5-minute trend. We definitely do. We form a new fair value gap, and then as you can see, we wick onto it, break it, form a new order block, wick into the order block, and are we going to continue lower? It looks like we are. Seems like we're having a lot of resistance at this order block. As you can see, a new order block and fair value gap trend change. As you can see, we have one fair value gap, two, and then three. We formed another order block, continued deeper. Essentially, what an order block is telling you is that we had a move up and then a big move down. And then usually we'll wick into either the fair value gap or the order block. And around here is probably where you'd want to take profit. You could look for price to go deeper into this FVG here, but at the same time, this is an order block here as well. We flipped right through the order block. Now we're kind of coming to a point of resistance, and you've already caught about 500 points here. So realistically, this would be the perfect area for you to take profit. But if you wanted price to continue going deeper, you could hold this and see if we continue going deeper off of this next fair value gap here. Seems like we formed a new fair value gap to the upside, and let's see if we respect this upside order block or if we're going to completely reverse it. We have a new trend line here. We broke through the trend line, created a new fair value gap. Let's see how we react off this fair value gap. Seems like we're going to continue lower here. It seems like the bears are winning. We'll see how long that lasts. Order block to the upside. I think we could start seeing some trend directional change here. This was 2 times now that we went bearish and then swept into these order blocks. We created a bearish fair value gap and an order block, instantly reversed it. So that's called an inversion. We inversed that fair value gap, which would have been um a prime area to look out for essentially once we inversed. But for this trade specifically, all you really would have needed was this move. As you can see, we formed so many order blocks and so many fair value gaps on the way down that there was plenty of entries on the way down. You could have entered off of any of these order blocks or any of these fair value gaps with obviously stops above them, stops either above the fair value gap or the order block. And then as you can see, we continued bearish trend. We created some order blocks and fair value gaps to the downside, and it seems like the bulls just couldn't win here. What I'm showing you here is how to trade the trend line, the fair value gap, and the order blocks all together. Essentially, the order block is going to tell you the trend direction of the flow of the market. The trend line is going to let you know where your entry model should be at. And then the fair value gap is going to let you know that the trend is continuing in your direction. And then if you have any more questions, just call me after this video ends, and then let me know if you want to hop on a one-on-one call, and then I can show you how to do this live and break down how to set up your chart. Right there, that was you risked about 700 for 10 grand. Um, These trades really aren't that hard as long as you're actually using the set strategies. Place your stops above the fair value gaps. You can trade this on something like the 30-minute as well, where it's not really going to show you as many confluences, but they're higher level because this is a 30-minute FVG. As you can see, we had an order block here, came directly to the top of the order block and then just shot downwards, created a new fair value gap, wicked off the bottom of the FVG and then continued dumping lower, created a new fair value gap, wicked into the top of the middle line, and then just kept going lower, created an order block, and dumped off the order block down even lower. So as you can see, if you get on the 30-minute chart, it's going to be a little bit cleaner on how it shows you, how it shows you everything. But if you want to look for your entry models, you should be on the 5-minute because this is going to let you know in the short term where you can enter.